What's up, everybody? Doing a old school late night hang, and it's 9:30 here on the East Coast. I'm hanging out at the studio. I got my friend Zach here. Zach,
what's happening?
There you go. That's Zach. Zach has his own YouTube channel, Zach Kuhn.
That's it. The Zach Kuhn Show.
That's what it's called, right, Zach?
Yeah.
Zach is a ZAK. He's a music YouTuber. You should definitely check out his channel. He's been here interning all week, helping out. We made about 20 videos this week. In fact, we had like 50 people in this week. Here, I see some sup Zachs.
Hey, every day was a different day. It was unbelievable.
Every day was a different day. So, talk about a couple things, a couple housekeeping things. I've got a sale going on my Flagship collection, which is my ear training course and the Beato book interactive. It's my ear training and theory courses. We're going to do some of that tonight. We're going to listen to some music. We'll talk about some music theory. And you go to my website, rickbeato.com. You can find that. The deal's good until tomorrow evening. So I just released this video. I had a couple of videos come out in the last couple of days. I had an interview with great guitar player Antoine Boyer, French guitarist, incredibly good. And I did a video before that on Monday. What's today? Thursday. With I made a joke in the beginning, which is kind of what the title of the video was, that you never hear this chord in the Grammys. This was the chord too, but which is A major over E flat. It was a joke, but people, because I put the Grammys in the title, I changed the title after, because all people did, they got on in the comment section and complained about the Grammys, right? They didn't watch the video. But the video is actually where I was talking about a song that's one of my all-time favorite songs. It's a Pat Metheny song called Story from a Stranger. And I did a breakdown of I did a chart of the tune, and I didn't even get to the guitar solo in it, which is absolutely phenomenal. But I wrote out a chart. Here's the chart here. That's the chart, in case you want to screenshot that for this. And I explained it, but the people that stayed around for the explanation missed the whole point of that didn't stay around for it, that only wanted to complain about the Grammys and didn't watch the video. They missed that whole part of it. And honestly, it's a tune that I had never figured out. So it's a tune that came out on a record called Rejoicing that was released in 1983. As a matter of fact, I went to the Village Vanguard on May 7th, 1984. I was living in Ithaca. I was a senior at Ithaca College. My friend Tom Wadsworth and I were walking through downtown Ithaca, New York, and there was a newsstand that had the Village Voice there. So we were like, I wonder what's going on in New York City. Now, Ithaca is a 4-hour drive from New York City. So we opened up the Village Voice and we saw that Pat Metheny was playing at the Village Vanguard in New York that night. This was about 10 o'clock in the morning. So I said to Tom, I was like, man, I'd love to go to that gig. So Tom said, well, let's go. I was like, what? Yeah, we'll drive down. Well, Tom had a car. I didn't have a car. So it was me, Tom, and I think Pat Ryan or Rick Harth. I can't remember who went to the show. There's 3 of us went. So we get down to the Village Vanguard. This is the same trio is on the record. It's Charlie Hayden on bass and Billy Higgins on drums. So we show up in New York. We drove 4 hours. We went to class. We finished our classes. We drove 4 hours. We got to New York at about, probably about 6:30 or so. And we went to the club and got tickets. So we get tickets, and those guys were getting ready to sound check. They had their guys loading in and everything, and they're getting ready to sound check. So we got there early, and we got a ticket at the front in the front table. And I put my Walkman on top of the table, and I taped the entire show, which was maybe it was Tom's Walkman. I can't remember. I have the tape though. It's probably an hour and 45 minutes long. I have the cassette of it. As a matter of fact, I sent it to Pat Metheny on September 15th. For those of you that are Pat Metheny fans, you will know what that means. Does anyone know what that means, what September 15th means to Pat Metheny fans? Anybody know that tune, September 15th? It's an amazing song. I did a breakdown of that song on my channel. September 15th was the day that Bill Evans died, the great pianist Bill Evans, and they made a tribute song to him with Lyle Mays. There you go. But I sent Pat that video. Isn't bootlegging illegal? Well, Pat saw the recorder and he didn't say, hey, turn that off. So I sent it to him. And we had a great conversation about it and stuff. Because he talked about that record. We talked about that record in my interview of him. And I said, I think he wasn't crazy about that. I think that's what he said in the interview. And I said, come on, Pat, Story from a Stranger and Lonely Woman, those songs are amazing on there. And he was like, yeah, those are good. So Story from a Stranger is the tune that I broke down. I'm going to play it for you here so you can hear it. Da, 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 da. Here you go. Hold on. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to just play this. Wait, should I play the whole song? What do you think, Zach? Should I play the whole song?
Play a little bit of the song. Let's hear a little more.
I'll play the melody of the song. Here we go. Love that change. This chord right here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Then they play through the melody again. So I went through, once again, I'm going to show you the chart here in case you want to screenshot it. There it is. Those are the chords. At the bottom there, I rewrote the first line out because I had it in the... I was using it. I had to have a cleaner version of it. I ended up writing a completely new chart out because it was because I hate those lines there on the music paper. So it's like this. It's like now that's a tritone, right? A bunch of people said that sounds like "Great Gig in the Sky" by Pink Floyd because it goes. Because that's actually how it starts. It's a half step higher. Same two chords. Same thing transposed up a half step. But that's pretty much the only similarities between the old songs. So then it goes... What's the chord there? Yeah. Da, A over G to G. Da, 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 do, do. D major 7 sharp 11. Do, 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 do. That's E6 or C sharp minor. Then to this. Da, da, da. Now this chord was a chord that people don't use, and I talked about how that particular chord is really just a major chord with a sharp 4 in the bass. And what's cool about this chord is that it functions in a couple different ways. Somebody asked me if I've heard the new Carnival song. Somebody did a super chat, or the Carnival record, which John, the bass player, sent me today. And I've been working all day and I've not listened to it yet, but it's coming out tomorrow. But I will use it. So this particular chord, the other thing about this chord, it can come from a few different scales. So it's from... that's that arpeggio. I think it's a beautiful... Somebody said it's the Simpsons chord. It does. It sounds like the Simpsons. Now, the cool thing about this chord is that this chord could resolve to... that's one place it could resolve. It could resolve... That's how Pat resolves it, which is beautiful. But this chord can work. I love that. It's like it's basically an altered. It's like an altered dominant chord, or it could be from the diminished scale as well. Could be also from the Locrian scale. Hold on. That would be like E flat Locrian there, or D sharp Locrian. What is the name of the chord? It's A major, right? There's A major chord there with E flat in the bass, or D sharp. However you want to think of it. I say A flat over E. So it functions as a dominant chord. So if you didn't watch the video, you missed that part. Now the best part of this is the solo, which happens here. Check this out. This is a little vamp that leads up into it. Love this. There's a chord again. Oh, so good. My favorite prayer. Then here. Oh my God. That phrase is absolutely beautiful this year. Right here. Here we go. It's this off ramp. So this is Story from a Stranger off the Rejoicing record. Thank you, Evan. Then it goes back to the beginning. Amazing song. I listened to this a million times when I was in college. This whole record is unbelievable. But just the changes of that, the chord changes, his melodic sense, the guitar synth, that's a Roland GR300 guitar synthesizer. He's playing on that. Somebody asked if that was Off Ramp. There's Off Ramp is the first record that Pat introduced, the Pat Metheny group, in 1982, came out the year before, that he introduced that Roland guitar synthesizer. I had one way back, years ago. Rarely see them anymore. They had a multi-pin, like I think 42-pin connector on it that went in the into the box, a big blue box about this big or so. Had 4 knobs on it, and it had a hexaphonic pickup. So every string has its own pickup, which is very cool, really unique. And that's what gives it that kind of square wave trumpet sound that he has on there. And so yeah, that's just amazing. That is amazing. Rick doesn't read these messages to take requests. See, that's actually not true, because I just read that. But the song Off Ramp was an amazing song. And that really features that guitar synth. I think that's the first tune that I heard Pat play on that. And he basically owned that thing since then. He used it on many, many records. He still uses that tone. And it's just a incredibly beautiful, beautiful song. Let's see here. Somebody likes Andy Edwards on here, bass guy. I love Andy. I'm glad he got his channel back. There's something about the Pat Metheny White album. Yes, that record is unbelievable. I was talking about that yesterday, actually, about Phase Dance. It's interesting. I saw Pat play that about 100 times with the Metheny group. And he would come out. He had this Nashville tuned guitar on a stand. And he would come out and he would play that. Starts with D in the bass and it goes to B in the bass. Then it goes down to B flat. So it's interesting about these chords. These are great chords to play over, right? So basically you have A over D to D major, right? D is in the bass, the D string here. A over D, A major triad over D to D major. Then he goes, then he's doing A major chord over B. Then D major over B, which is a B minor 7, right? Think of B minor 7. And then here, this is an A minor over B flat, which is like B flat major 9, sharp 11 to B flat major 7. And they would always, it's hard to play, it hurts my thumb. They would always play that. They would always play that as their first song in the set. So every time I saw the Metheny group play, they did that. Why would you use the whole tone scale? Somebody just asked. You know, I wonder why you would use the whole tone scale. I'm just kidding. The whole tone scale is a cool scale that I would break out once in a while. I think it's a cool scale. The whole tone scale is a great scale to play if you want to have something that sounds kind of ethereal. A lot of film composers will use it. And it's comprised of all whole steps. It's a hexatonic scale, a 6-note scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 2 whole tone scales, and they're a step apart. So they're all just whole step. And then it repeats again. So there's only 2 forms of the whole tone scale. They're half step apart. These things you can find out about and get some of these licks from my Beato book. That and my ear training program are on sale for $69 up through tomorrow night at midnight. Did I see Pat at the Berkeley Performance Center? No, I did not. Never saw Pat there. I saw Pat many times, though. I saw him plenty of places. Never saw him. I'm trying to think if I ever saw him in Boston. Let's see here. And then the other scale that you can use, so whole tone scales go over chords like this. This would be an augmented dominant chord. This is G7 sharp 5. That sounds like the chord, right? What's cool about it, there's 2 different scales that have this augmented sound. The whole tone, Thelonious Monk used the whole tone scale a lot. It lays on the piano really nicely, and you can get a lot of very cool colors. The other scale that's cool that you can use on augmented chords is the augmented scale. I've talked about the augmented scale. The augmented scale is really interesting. It's made up of 2 augmented triads. So a C augmented scale. It's very hard to actually play that fingering. The reason it's hard is because it has 2 augmented seconds in it. So right there's an augmented second. So it's a 4-fret stretch. Those 2 augmented seconds make the scale really awkward to play. Now, because that scale is a symmetrical scale as well, so it's 1 augmented second, so sharp 2, 3, 5, sharp 5, major 7. Okay, so it's made up of a C augmented triad and a B augmented triad. Now, interesting little tidbit. If you've ever seen my video, the first video that I ever, let me see here, let me find it here. first video I did. I'm going to show it to you here. Check this out. This video, where is the damn thing? Right here. Okay, Dylan, we're going to do the hardest ear training test. So me and Dylan. Are you ready? Right down here. Turn around. Here we go. As fast as you can. We're gonna start in the basement. So we're going to do some intervals, then chords. Okay, here we go. Dylan has his candy in his mouth there. Okay, good. So I was on my way to a school board meeting at Dylan's school. Great. What about this? So the first chord that I play for Dylan here, when I start playing chords, check this chord out when I do this. And then how about this? E flat. What is it? E flat. Correct. Okay, I'm going to do some power chords for you. My friend Shane wanted me to do this video for him. Check this out. That chord. Okay, sing a B flat. Listen. Okay, I'm going to do some poly chords for you. These are really going to be hard. You ready? What's this? Okay, sing a B flat. Very good. Okay, Dylan hears C augmented over D flat augmented. Now, I can't even play that chord on the guitar because I don't quite have enough notes. But that is made up of two augmented triads, a D flat augmented triad or a C augmented triad with a D flat over a D flat augmented triad. So D flat F A, right? D flat F A over, C E G sharp over D flat, and that is from the augmented scale. That's actually the entire scale are those two chords. So I'm playing that, and Dylan, as soon as he hears it, he hears all the chords, all the notes, right? He hears both chords. And next chord I play. What's this chord? This is really difficult. A flat major for A major. Great, sing an F sharp. Excellent. What's this chord? A minor over D flat major. Great. What's this chord? E add 9 over F major. Okay, so the reason that I developed my ear training course is because of this. Because the whole reason I started my channel was because of this. Because I got so many emails. When I say many, thousands and thousands and thousands. And I had professional musicians reach out to me and ask me if I could teach them what Dylan does. So I'm talking famous musicians that have been on my channel, a bunch of them. Can you teach me how to do this? And I said, no, but I can teach you relative pitch using these same principles. And that's why I developed my ear training program. So I had my Beato book that I had written back in 1988 and 89. It took me about 10 months to write that. That was my theory book that is on sale now with my ear training course for $69. Quick plug there. And I did that because I was writing things down for all my students. As a matter of fact, I have this student named Guy that I talked to I talked to him a couple of nights ago. He lives about probably 2 miles from me. And he was one of my students back then. And he had his original Beato book that he says I borrowed from him, but I can't find it. So I printed it out and all my students purchased it, so I didn't have to write the stuff out anymore. And then eventually when I started my channel, I sold it as a PDF, and then I kept updating it, and then eventually made it a video course, which what it is now. Now the original one was about a 325-page book, and then it's over 500 pages now, and it has all the examples, and it has video lectures. It's a video course now. It's a video theory course. But it's extremely comprehensive. And it has all this stuff, like all the formulas for these chords. It has all the scales, how the scales are constructed. So if you get my Beato book interactive, you'll have that PDF is contained within there, but you can click on every example and it will play the audio of it. So I finished that course, and then Aaron and I built the ear training course after, with all the things that you need to develop relative pitch. What is relative pitch? Relative pitch is the kind of pitch, like when I played that chord, and I asked Dylan to sing the B flat, and then I sang it before he sang it on there, that's because I'm using relative pitch. Because I know in relation to the chord I just heard, I know what that note B flat was. So that way, because of that, I was using because I knew what chord I had played, and then I asked him to sing B flat, and Dylan's singing it because he has perfect pitch, right? And he just hears the note. But I was singing it because I'm relating it to the chord, and I know what note it is in relation to the chord. I know what the intervals are. And this is all beauty of why you want to learn and develop your relative pitch, is because you want to know how to sound out either by playing or by hearing the things that you're hearing. If you're hearing, like this Pat Metheny thing that I wrote down, I just listened to it and I wrote out the chord chart. Okay, what do I have to do first? Well, I have to figure out the first chord, but once I figure out the first chord, I can figure out what the rest of the chords are. And the whole thing I started because I was driving my daughters to school, and I said, hey, can you tell which chords are major and which chords are minor chords? Somebody says, shouldn't perfect pitch be called absolute pitch? Tomato, tomato. What's the difference? Dean, how's Dylan coming along with the guitar? Dylan's good. I wish I could get him to come down and be on a live stream sometime, or be on a video. He won't. Dylan's in his last semester of high school now, and he'll be off to college next year. Not sure where yet, but he's already gotten in a couple places, but we'll see. Let's see here. Because you know what key it's in. Well, so it's interesting. So like with the Pat Metheny tune. So once I know that, once I hear the first chord, so all you have to do is be able to tell what the bass motion is, what are the intervals in the bass, and then you know whether they're major or minor chords, and then any of the other chords are if they're a major or minor, or there's some chords that are different. And one of the chords was this one, and this is simply a major triad with a sharp 4 in the bass. And my ear training course will teach you how to hear these triads over bass notes. I call them bitonal chords or triads over bass notes. But there's a lot of really cool, useful chords out of there that you will hear in for example, on these Pat Metheny records. He used these things all the time. There's tons of triads over bass notes in this. Tomato, tomato, tomato. It says same thing, Rick. Exactly. Right? So there's A over G to G, G over F sharp, E minor. Then you've got this chord. Now this chord here, D major 7 sharp 11. mean, it's really, this is one of those chords that I was talking about that is a chord. It's a major chord, but it has that sharp 11 on it, that sharp 4, Everlong. That's right. Right, it has that kind of sound to it. And you're hearing that first chord in Everlong, right? What is it? That's the same chord. Same chord, D major 7. Da, right? That has that sharp 11, but you hear that sound. Now that is a sus2 chord, right? There's a power chord, da, da. Those are called open fifths. So these chords, so that's how you'd play it in standard tuning. I mean, he could have played it like this. Doesn't sound as good. So, anyways, that's beautiful. I love those open fifths things. When will I get Oz Noy on for an interview? I had dinner with Oz a couple months ago. I'm gonna have Oz on. I told him whenever he wants to come down, I'll have him on. I'd love to have him on. Those are all compound fifths there that I was playing. I love those. Gotta really have your guitar in tune to play those. Need more jazz interviews. There you go. Fortress Around Your Heart, Sting. That has that sound too, right? How's it go? Oh yeah. I'm using relative pitch. There we go. I got it for you. I love that. It uses that sus chord to the open fifth chord to this major 9. This would be F major over B flat. Beautiful sound. F major, B flat, or same chord there. Like if you had... Love that chord. Beautiful voicing. Dream of the Blue Turtles was an amazing, amazing record. Rick, been subscribed since the whiteboard days. Love your videos. A bit off topic. Do you think it's worth it to start a project studio? Not looking to get rich, just want to record. Absolutely. Absolutely, it's worth it to start a project studio. Do you mean a commercial one though? I recommend having your own studio to everybody. Yeah, even just a basic thing to record with. Couple mic pre's, simple ones. I mean, you can get a I have UA a 4-channel UA interface. I have multiple interfaces here. I have a Focusrite interface. I have a Neumann interface because we have so many different setups here in the studio. Everybody's working on different. Everybody has different interfaces. So literally in every room that people are editing, we have different interfaces. But you get an interface that can that has 4 inputs. This interface I have here in front of me has 4 inputs, and you can pretty much get anything. The thing about the Apollo is the thing used to be that with the Apollos, it has DSP on board, and you can use their plugins. Although now they allow you to use their plugins without having an interface, which is great. I think it was a very smart idea by UA to do that. And I use, but I have a UA satellite system hooked up to this computer because I use UA plugins all the time. And I have a card in my computer in the control room that has I have a UA card on there so I can run the plugins. So I can run them either off the PCIe card or off the computer. A semi-commercial, see where it goes. There you go. Yeah, so I'm a big proponent in having a studio and working on recording your own music. Hey, Rick, why don't musicians retire? Why would you retire? Why would you retire? I was just watching Martha Argerich last night, who's going to be 85 this summer. And she was playing, I'll show you what she was playing here. I'll play you what she was playing. Hang on. This is unbelievable. I mean, it blows me. For those of you that don't know Martha Argerich, she's one of my, one of the greatest living musicians, one of the most insanely talented musicians, pianist. She's a virtuoso pianist, and she can play the most insane pieces. There's a piano sonata that I heard. Oh man, where is it now? Let me find it. Somebody sent this to me last night. They're like, Rick, when are you going to talk about Martha Argerich? It's like, what do you mean? I made like 2 videos about Martha Argerich. I'm going to make a 3rd video on Martha Argerich. Where's this thing this guy sent me? Oh, brother. I only get about 4,000 emails every day. Oh, man. I can't find it now. Frustrating. Oh, I found it. Here it is. So this is Martha Argerich. Hold on. This is a Kreutzer Sonata by Beethoven. It's a sonata for violin and piano. It's on YouTube. So Martha is going to be 85. This is insane here. Hold on. Okay, she's reading here. This is Probably should just play it for you, but that's okay. I wanted you to see it. Okay, she's 84 here, right? This is recent. This is why you don't retire. So Martha Argerich is accompanying here. That's 84-year-old hands right there. 20 years older than me. You only retire from jobs you don't like. I love that. Jeff, thank you. I mean, come on. I'll put this in the chat here. This is insane. This is a Beethoven piano sonata. It's a piano sonata for violin and piano, number 9 in A major, opus 47. Very famous violin sonata. Martha Argerich is somebody, if somebody's like, okay, Rick, who are your dream guests to have on? Martha Argerich, John Williams, Paul McCartney, Jimmy Page, and then call it a day. That's pretty much it. You know, it's interesting that some people are have been interviewed so many times that it's, you know, I think about Paul McCartney, for example, and it's like, okay, would I be bummed out if I never interviewed Paul McCartney? No. The violinist is not the one that's 84, the concept. Oh, my God. But some people have done so many interviews. You know, Paul's 80. Let's see, Paul was born in 42, so how old will he be, Zach?
Is he 83? Is he 83? 82?
No, he's born in 42, so that would be 2 and 4, 84 he's going to be.
84.
Yeah. Zach is here. Zach, say hello again because the people didn't see you.
What's happening?
Okay, Zach has a YouTube channel. Tell him about your YouTube channel, Zach.
Hugely inspired by Rick's YouTube channel. Look it up. My name, Z-A-K, no C, no H, Z-A-K, K-U-H-N, Zach Kuhn. Lots of interviews there.
Zach interviewed me for his channel.
That's how we met.
That's right.
That's when I entered this world.
Zach is down here interning.
Interning sounds like such a...
Well,
observing.
Observing, that's it.
Hanging out mostly.
Well, you're a YouTube intern. You're learning.
That's right.
You're studying YouTube.
That's absolutely right.
So, no, this is more of like an apprenticeship or something. Right?
Yes. I like that.
Zach is apprenticing. So we're talking about thumbnails, shadowing, way better.
Shadowing, that's great.
He's shadowing.
Who said that?
Somebody said that. Floor ticket.
Floor ticket.
Yes.
Nice.
So Zach has been shadowing, and oh man, we had an interview. We had Jack Gardner here yesterday. That was great. We went out and ate dinner with Jack last night. We had we worked on drum sounds today. We worked on another video, a couple other videos. Had GL in today. We were working in the control room, putting together stuff. I have a new video coming out tomorrow. Outlanding. Okay, what's Outlanding saying here? Was very often mistaken for having perfect pitch, but just relative pitch. My tinnitus is always rings in the key of A. What? That's bad. Also more crisscross. Later catalog explanation. Here's joy to interview. The Outlanding. Thank you so much. Well, having a tinnitus as the note A and using that as your basis for relative pitch. Wow. That's one good use. That's like the only good use of ear ringing. But subscribe to Zach's channel. Zach, is your channel just your name?
Zach Kuhn, ZAKKUHN.
There you go. He's trying to get up to 17,000 subscribers. He's trying to get to 100,000, but he's at 16.4 almost. What are you at, Zach?
We could get to 17,000
tonight
if everybody subscribed.
With
the
a
Zach
700,
Kuhn Show.
with the 7th Zach interview. Tell them some of the people you've interviewed.
I've had Rick on. I've had Brad Paisley, Gene Simmons, Joe Bonamassa, Paul Reed Smith, Corey Wong. I've had a lot of like insane players on.
Yes.
Yeah. Today too, this afternoon, we spent all this time getting drum sounds, and it was so fun. Because whenever I go into the studio to get drum sounds, it's quick. You don't have time to do it. Here, we had all the time to get the perfect drum sound. It was awesome.
And we still had to go and get some new heads to change heads for tomorrow because we have a drum session tomorrow.
It's great. All right, I'll get out of the way.
Okay, so Jack Gardner was on, and that'll be out, I don't know, in a few weeks or so. I'm sitting on 14 unedited videos right now. So, woo! Anyhow, all right, so I'm going to call it a night tonight. So you can go to rickbeato.com. I got a sale going till tomorrow, the Beato Book Interactive, and my ear training course, Beato Ear Training, $69. Great deal. Get it. Hit subscribe. You guys are awesome. Great to see you here on a live stream on Channel 2. You guys are the best. We'll talk later. Have a great, great evening. See ya. And here we go.